Welcome to a very wet, dark, grey UK this morning, and today has been all about driving around treating my local clients. So that would be some horses, some doggies, and most of them have been maintenance treatments, so no new ones today. And I would love to share this case study with you. So I've got just seen a 6-year-old that was brought over from Ireland. Lovely young horse, like the horse that most of us want, the one that has the temperament of gold, doesn't put a foot wrong. I mean, to actually describe his sales video, are you ready for this? So his sales video was this young guy in Ireland, in the north of Ireland, that was on his back, bareback, with riding in jeans and a pair of Wellington boots, with a chainsaw, you heard that right, chopping down trees. And this young horse was just stood there like, no bother. Now, obviously that's a bit extreme, and my first reaction was, what on earth would entice you to A, do that on a horse, but B, a chainsaw? Like, my mind straight away goes to like, oh my God, like what could go wrong, you know? And I don't know if you think the same. Comment and let me know. But by the by, he was bought by this lovely lady, and he has just got to do a job of hacking all-rounder just with his safe personality. And he's actually gone way above that, because he's like a superstar now in the pony club world, because his temperament is so fantastic. And yes, he can jump and he moves well, but the point being, he's got the heart of gold. And most of us tend to overlook that. Like, it can be so tempting to go for the flashy big horses with the big movement. Don't get me wrong, there's horses for courses, and it depends on what you want to do in life with your discipline, and depending on what that horse wants to do, because that's a whole new ball game. If we actually buy horses depending on what they want to do as opposed to what we want them to do. Maybe I've upset some feathers saying that. The point I'm trying to make is, with horses, when you allow them to be who they want to be and almost pick what they want to do, the magic happens. And this young horse is honestly, from the subjective opinion, looking at his behavior, looking at how well he is, in a really good spot. So why was I called out today? I was called out because he has had some sarcoid treatment, and obviously that bloody sarcoid had to be right where the girth sits. So he's under vet care, and the owner said, come and please give him an MOT. He can stay in work, as in, the vet has said he can walk, trot, canter. He's allowed to do all of that. But like a lovely owner in her nature is, she said, Nika, I don't just want to lunge him. Lunging's boring. So can you help me with some prescriptive exercises? And I was like, oh yeah, I can. Hell yeah. And I love this because, so what I did was I assessed him, first of all, in his stable, like how he was stood, his posture. It tells you a lot about how the horse is, just observing them like in their natural environment. Sounds obvious, but not many of us do that. Then watching him on the hard, and then watching him and his owner in the arena. Now, the biggest point I want to make is accepting where you are in your skill set as an owner. Because a lot of us want to do more, but it's admitting that, okay, I might be a good rider, I might have the skill set to be a rider, but when it comes to groundwork, I struggle. And I love this about this owner, because she said, Nika, I'd rather you come over and give me a one-to-one lesson, I suppose, and help me with some of these exercises. And that's what I did today. So I gave her the exercises that I want her to do for the next 4 weeks. You heard that right. 4 weeks. And again, because of what I saw with him, looking at his posture, his current level of work, where he was today, that's how I tailor-made his exercises. I see a lot of prescriptive generic advice online about, if your horse has a weak back, do this, or if your horse has a weak core, do this. But I'd always put that with a big warning sign, which is a couple of things. Number one, what's your skill level like as an owner? And B, does your horse have a weak back, or is there something underlying, or is it just the weak back? Because we all now know by now that nothing is in isolation. The horse's body moves as a whole. So why on earth would it just be the back? Big clue there, big clue. After the 4 weeks of these prescriptive exercises, I've given her a plan for the next 4 weeks. And I have said, as I do to all my wonderful owners, is I'm always there for you. Any problems, any changes in behavior, you know what to do. Message me, WhatsApp me videos. This for me is so important, and it's a lesson I learned doing this for, God, well over 10 years now, about quality instead of quantity. In the beginning, it was all about saying yes to everyone and driving around and killing myself and feeling like my body was just exhausted. And I got to a point where I was like, Nika, if you want to do this for the next 50 years, which I would love to, why are you killing yourself doing this? So I switched my mindset and I switched my values, and it comes from your values, because if you have strong values and beliefs, your actions will follow that. So for me, the quality of my clients, and this goes both ways, you as an owner, as a horse or dog owner, you have the right to pick your person, to pick your therapist, vet, whoever it is, your team working on your horse. You have that right, and don't forget that. Don't ever forget that you have the right to decide. It should be a two-way communication. It should be a two-way relationship. So for me, one of my biggest things with my owners is working with honest, open communication and allowing that partnership to grow. And for me, a partnership is built on respect, trust, and communication. This goes for me and my clients, for the horses that I work with, for the dogs I work with. Approaching every situation with that value of, if I want true connection, that means a mutual respect and understanding. Which, of course, if you think about this from a horse perspective, some days they're not going to want to do that in-hand exercise. Some days they're not going to want to be ridden. And that's fine. Some days they won't want the treatment. Guess what? That's also fine. They have that choice. They have that decision. If you are someone who is struggling, reach out. Comment below, reach out. My website can be found in the description. Even if I'm not your person, if I can help you find your person, it will still bring me a lot of joy, and it still bring me a lot of purpose. Because I truly believe that every horse, dog, every owner deserves a chance.